Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this SAG-AFTRA live stream on YouTube. To stay informed about all of our live stream and video events, we invite you to subscribe to this channel. You can go ahead and do that right now. Today, we present the President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement live stream, Biz Basics, Tips for Your Professional Demo Reel. The presentation will begin momentarily. If you have questions that you'd like to direct to today's guests, please email pteoe@sagaftra.org. That's pteoe@sagaftra.org. As a reminder, today's program is being recorded and you can watch the replay right here on SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel, along with a lot of other really great content. Now, please give a warm welcome to today's host, SAG-AFTRA Executive Vice President, Rebecca Damon.
Well, hello there. Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well and staying cool. Welcome back to the PTEOE, the President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement, Biz Basics, a series of programs that are aimed at honing the basic tech skills that every SAG-AFTRA member needs in order to pound the digital pavement. So this series features presentations that will teach you the how-tos of managing the business of the biz online. So today we're going to cover an essential tool for every performer in order to market themselves, a reel. Having that basic demo is going to help us really be able to make a difference in our lives and in our careers. And in this series, we are exploring every way that technology has impacted our expectations and what's included in a reel, how often it's shared with either casting directors or an agent. You're going to find out in a little bit more today. We're really lucky because we have the SAG-AFTRA Foundation that we are partnering with today on the live stream, and they have these small group sessions. So you get to really dig down and really do a deep dive. So before we get started, just a reminder that we are taking questions at the end of the presentation, and you can email, as Pam noted, pteoe@sagaftra.org. So we already have questions coming in, so keep them coming. We have with us Scott Krinsky, who is a small group session leader for SAG-AFTRA Foundation's Performers Programs, and it's so good to have him. The wonderful resource offered by the Foundation to SAG-AFTRA members is a facilitated and focused discussion to help actors map out the big picture of their careers while organizing all of the little details. We know that the details matter. There are usually approximately 20 members in a group session, and Scott has been a group session leader for our members in the LA local since 2019. And over the last year, he's led these sessions virtually to our members across the country. Scott has a Bachelor's of Arts in Communications from Salisbury University. He's been a SAG-AFTRA member since 1992 and is a working actor and comedian for over 20 years. So Scott, I'm so grateful to have you and to be partnering with the foundation on this. Everybody knows that the SAG-AFTRA Foundation is a wonderful organization. So today our members are excited to learn all the basics that they might need to know about a demo reel and hear more about the SAG-AFTRA Foundation's group sessions. So I'm going to turn it over to you. People want to hear from you and get some of the good knowledge that you can share with them today.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for that introduction. Yes, so today I'm just going to take you a little bit through the foundation and our website and how to sign up and show you all the small group sessions that we offer, and then offer some key points as well for your professional demo reel, because as you know, all actors have to have a demo reel. So we'll give you some key points to talk about and think about as you are putting your reel together. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to share my screen with everyone and just kind of take you through a little tour of our website and how you would sign up for small group sessions and tell you a little bit about the foundation. So here's our website. Just so you know, first you would go to the website. It's SAG-AFTRA.Foundation. So I'm going to take you right here and offer you. This is our tips for your professional demo reel. So this is our foundation website. It's SAG-AFTRA.Foundation. So just so you know, the foundation and the union are separate entities. The SAG-AFTRA Foundation has its own website. separate from the union. Our website is not .org, but .foundation, because we are a foundation. Your union membership grants you eligibility for a foundation account. So being that we're separate entities as well, it's important for you to know that none of your dues go towards the foundation. The foundation survives and offers its programming through grants and donations. So I'm going to show you around our website and how to sign up for an account. I'm going to show you all the small group sessions, how to sign up for them, and then we'll get into the tips for your professional demo reel. And all of our classes are currently using Zoom. So we're online, we're currently using Zoom. Everything's virtual, so all members are able to do our classes from all over. And the purpose of our small group sessions is to provide deeper insights into the various aspects of the business of being an actor. So we have these small group sessions. I'm going to show you all of them that we offer. But first, I'm going to take you on a little tour of how to sign up for the small group sessions. And these are a list of all the small group sessions that we do offer. Today, obviously, we're going to cover demo reels. We also offer a session on representation, actor career focus, headshots, Twitter, social media basics, budgeting your time, money management, self-tapes and remote auditions, which is obviously something that is very important right now as well during this past year and will continue to be, and the audition itself and resume. So right now I'm going to go to our website and let me share that here with you guys and show you how you can sign up for a small group session. So this is what the website looks like when you get to it. And if you have an account, you would sign in here. And if you don't have an account, it's going to ask you to create an account. And you'll have to fill in all this information, your first name, last name, phone, email, your union affiliation, and your member ID number, because you have to be a SAG-AFTRA member to be able to utilize the foundation programming. So you would, once you have your email and you have your account set up, you would sign in, and then I'm going to sign into my account here to show you what it looks like once you're signed in. And here you see all of the things that the foundation offers. We offer emergency assistance and all this other information regarding the foundation, fundraisers, facilities, our literacy programs. But specifically today, we're going to talk about the small group sessions and the performers program. So to get to small group sessions, you would go to performers programs and you would go to the business. And once you get to the business, you'll see program calendar. Click on that program calendar and you'll see here today, these are all the small group sessions that are offered coming up the rest of the month here. And you see later today, actually, we have our headshot session. So you click on details, and if you click on details, that'll tell you details about the session and how it's run and all the specifics. And then if you wanted to RSVP, you would sign in. And if you'd have to enter all your information again, and it would ask you to RSVP. Now, if you can RSVP, if the class is full, it will give you an option to get on a wait list. And if the wait list is full, you won't have the option to get on the wait list. It'll say that the program is full. So it's a pretty simple process to sign in and sign up for a small group session. And of course, if something comes up, an audition or something, and you've signed up for a class, you can always cancel before midnight the day before. So that's how you sign up for small group sessions. And one important thing about the small group sessions is we offer the same sessions every month. So if you miss it one month, we do these every month. They're the same 10 sessions that we are doing every month. So that's how you sign up. And now I'm going to take you over and show you a little bit about things and key points to think about your demo reel. So we're going to talk about four key points today to keep in mind for your professional demo reel. The first thing to think about is the overall quality of your reel. So when I talk about overall quality, does it meet the industry standard of what you see on TV, on film? Lighting, sound, quality of acting. So I realize when a lot of actors are beginning, or coming back, you're doing a lot of indie projects, student films. But the bar that you always want to think about is industry standard. What do you see when you watch TV, when you go see films? That's the bar of that you want to reach for with anything that you're going to put on your reel. Because you have to remember, even if the acting and the quality of acting is really great for the project that you're doing, if I can't hear you well, if the lighting's not good, if the sound's not good, if I can't see you that well, it's going to affect the quality of the presentation of your reel. And I'm not going to think, or I'm going to have a hard time seeing through to the acting if I can't hear or see you well. So you have to think about the quality of what you're putting on there. Sometimes we do projects and you're really excited about it, but it doesn't turn out that well. And so always keep in mind that you want to reach for that industry standard of what you see on TV and film. So you're presenting your best self on your reel. Second point about your reel is you want to have different emotional values. So hopefully you're doing lots of different projects, you're doing lots of different work, and you have an abundance of things to choose from. That said, if you've done a few scenes where, and I'm getting very general here with the emotions, going to sort of the basic sad, happy, anger as an example, if you have 5 scenes in a row on your demo reel where you're crying, it's probably going to get a little boring, So maybe pick your best crying scene, mix it up, have different emotional values from the different projects that you did. And then what's great about today with technology where it is, and with the casting websites where we have all our stuff hosted for our agents to submit or for you to self-submit, you now have the option to have clips up there. So it's really wonderful because today nothing gets wasted. If you have an abundance of wonderful crying scenes from different projects you've done where you've been sad and distraught, nothing gets wasted. You put the best one on your reel, or maybe you put the most recent one on your reel. Always think about keeping your reel updated with your most recent work. And then the other stuff can be on your website or any other place that you're hosting, maybe Vimeo or YouTube, or also all the casting sites that we are all submitted through, casting networks, LA Casting, Actors Access, Casting Frontier. So nothing gets wasted. That's really important because I know so many people want to put so much stuff on their reel. And, when someone's going to watch your reel, if you think about all the stuff that people send you to watch, you only really have someone's time, for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So consider that if a casting director or someone's going to be watching your reel, they are probably have a lot of other things going on, and they're probably going to be watching a lot of other reels, a lot of other audition tapes. So put your best stuff at the front and also mix up your emotional values, and nothing gets wasted. It can sit somewhere as a clip. next point, I think this is really important when you're putting your reel together. A lot of people, because they know technologically, some people are technologically pretty savvy and they can edit their own demo reel and they know how to edit their own demo reel. But I would recommend using a professional demo reel editor until you really understand, what makes a good reel. Because just like you wouldn't go to an amateur headshot photographer or you wouldn't take your own headshots, a professional demo reel editor who's always editing reels, who's always editing demo reels and, has relationships with agents, managers, talking about demo reels all the time, who's just constantly in that frame of mind, can sometimes put together a much better demo reel than you might do for yourself, because it's hard to be objective about your work. A lot of times people are making their reel and they want to leave a longer scene in that needs to be there to showcase your work. Or maybe you've had a scene with a really big A-list, actor, and what happens is you end up showcasing more of their work than your work. And your reel has got to be about you. It's got to highlight you. It's got to showcase you. It's got to be the advertisement for you and your brand. Think of your reel as a commercial for you. You're the product, and your reel is basically your commercial. So if it drags on, if it runs on showing too much of other people, it's not highlighting you. And finally, submitting your reel. You're going to submit your reel to, you'll probably do it through email. You'll probably send it to people. You'll have it hosted on your website. But most importantly, you want to have it up on, I would say these are the three major sites. Casting Networks, which is also LA Casting. They also have offices in other cities. Actors Access, Casting Frontier. And the reason I say that these are the major sites is because these are the ones that your agents are also going to submit you for. And you can also self-submit yourself from these sites for work as well when you don't have an agent. So you want to get your reel on all of these sites. It's really important to be on all of these sites. When you go to these sites, and you're ready to upload your reel, it's a pretty simple process. They all walk you through it very easily. So if you have your reel completed, it's on your desktop. It's usually just about dragging it right into a little box and clicking upload. Or if when you've sent a video from your phone, it's a matter of going to your photo library, clicking the one you want, and hitting upload or send. So the most important thing here, though, is these are the three sites that you want to have your reel up, because also if casting is browsing, reels, these sites offer casting the opportunity to look for very specific types. They might be doing a search for a very specific type of actor with certain specifications. And when they find your account, they'll see your reel up there, just like they'll see your headshots. So those are the key points that I think are really important to think about with your professional demo reel. Also, just having your reel updated, always keeping it your most recent work. Put your most recent work up front too. Casting wants to know what you look like and sound like now, not 20 years ago. So it's good to have some of that older stuff, but maybe have it towards the end. If you're an actor coming back to your career after some time, you might want to have the older stuff a little bit towards the end. Or, like I said, nothing gets wasted. It can be a clip, you can have your newer stuff on your reel, and your reel can be a little shorter. And then some of the older stuff that you're really proud of that you did earlier on in your career can be up as a clip somewhere. So those are the key points about your demo reel. I know we're going to get into some questions, so I'm sure there'll be lots of questions. If you have any questions and you want to reach me, you can always email me here at the business at SAG-AFTRA Foundation, and that is our phone number, 323-549-6708. And Rebecca, I'm open to questions now because I'm sure there's lots of them.
There are. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Especially during this pandemic, it has felt so important that we really reconnect into our education. And that's one of the things that I really love about the foundation's partnership with the union, is that the foundation really is just such an educator, and these kind of sessions here today, and then the expanded ones that people can do online. People are excited about them. I know that they're excited because even just during this, my phone blows up because people are watching and excited. And I know that the union gets a lot of feedback. So thank you for everything that the foundation does on this front. It is a stellar organization that as SAG-AFTRA members, we're so lucky to have. So I do have a ton of questions. One of the first questions that came in is about reels for TV and film versus commercial work, and how many different kind of reels should a person have?
Yeah, so that's a question that comes up a lot. And I think if you have an abundance of material, it's great that you could have a drama reel and a comedy reel. But you also want to think about that if you're going to have an opportunity to get someone to watch your reel, because people are busy, casting directors are busy, they have lots of stuff going on. Why not have everything on one reel? Take them on a journey of your work. Show them all those sides of you if you're going to have an opportunity for them to see your reel. That said, if you have that abundance of material, you can have a comedy reel, you can have a drama reel, and then you can have one that's a mixture of both. So, and then again, you also have you can do clips. And as far as commercial reel, you wouldn't want to advertise your commercial reel out there because of conflicts. So even if you're not exclusive to a commercial you did recently, you don't want to be advertising that you did this commercial for this beer or this fast food or something, because you might be auditioning for a different product now in the same category, and you don't want to remind them that you already did their competitor. I think a commercial reel is really important when you're going to meet with commercial agents. Of course, they would love to see, if you've done a lot of commercials, they'd like to see the ones that you've done.
So we have some questions about people coming back to the business and feeling like, their work doesn't really reflect the kind of roles that they'd submit for now. I really totally understand also, this pandemic has been such a time of so much transition for so many people. It's been a hard time for so many people moving around, all this stuff. So there's a lot of uncertainty in that space. And so one of the questions, like if they don't really have stuff that really is where they would be at this point, could they include a self-tape this person writes in, since they don't have the kind of current clips that they would want to include? What would be your suggestion for people that are in that space?
Well, I would say, get out there and, get your hustle on like you did when you were starting your career, and do, whatever kind of independent projects you can get yourself in. Student films are great as well. Self-tapes, I think, are useful. But again, if all you're sending out is a self-tape, you're sort of reminding somebody that you don't have a lot of work to show right now. So I think self-tapes are good and are fine, but only until you start building up your reel again. Then I would set the self-tape aside. I also know that sometimes agents will hold on to a really great self-tape that an actor did that maybe they didn't get the part, but a casting director wanted to see more of a specific, sort of emotional value that self-tape audition had. So an agent might use that. But again, I wouldn't focus on making a reel from self-tapes. I would really go out there because there's something artistically more interesting about, working in filmed, movie scenes or web series and stuff that someone tried to make with an artistic point of view.
What's interesting, I was with a group of actors virtually the other day, and they talked about the fact that because of the new contracts, things like micro budget and spa. So people are doing these short projects agreements. That you really do have a whole generation of people that are younger content creators, and also you can be a content creator at any age, but so many of our newer, younger members are in that space, and they're putting together work at a lower budget level.
Exactly.
But some of it can, because of just the way technology has shifted, can look super professional if they really have their act together. So like you mentioned, student films, but exploring all those options that are out there, because sometimes you get in the mix with people that are putting together really professional looking work that does build back a more current experience if you've been out of the game.
And because of the new micro budget contract, there's a lot. I think there's also an abundance of that work that people are making, and so you can find a lot of that work on your own, especially if you're trying to build up your reel again, or create your own project.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for creativity, and that's hopefully as we start to come out of this pandemic, people will really explore that creativity, and that can lead to more opportunities and a chance to really, build up if you've been out of things for a little while. There was a question about closed captionings on your reel, and can you or should you closed caption your reel?
If it's necessary for the audience that is going to be viewing it, I think that is helpful for sure. You would put subtitles if it's foreign language, and I think depending on who your audience is, I think it's very helpful.
Yeah, I'm just a big fan of having the closed captions on all videos so that they're accessible to everybody. I think that that's just a good way to go. It shows that you understand and want to have the broadest possible audience and make it accessible to everybody.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Thank you.
Way to kind of think about stuff. There is a question about, am I limited to how many small group sessions that I can participate in each week or each month? How does that work? Can you walk folks through that?
No, you can, we have people that do the whole curriculum of small group sessions. So you're not limited. If you don't show up, we do have a no-show rule, but we've been a little bit more lenient with that during the pandemic. But no, you can do as many programs that you can attend, that you have time to attend.
Great. And then somebody wants to know, you kind of touched on it, if they RSVP and can't make it to a session, and they make it the next time? And can you just explain the no-show rule a little bit so that people are clear about that in case they're not familiar?
So you would have to cancel by midnight the evening before. If you do have 3 no-shows in a particular program, then you can't do that for 3 months. So, but we have been a little bit more lenient with that because of the pandemic and everything that people, have been going through. But it's also very easy to just cancel the evening before as well.
Right. Yeah, and treat these classes like you would the rest of your profession. You wouldn't just not show up for work or an audition or otherwise. And so I appreciate the leniency. I think you also want to free up the space for all your colleagues that also really want to do it. So it's really important to just be in touch. And you did say the process is easy. I know that for a fact. So that is good. There you go.
And what's really nice is people come back to the demo reel seminar, or they come back to the headshot seminar because they've put a new reel together. And one thing in the demo reel seminar is you can submit your reel, and you get to watch other people's reels, and there's feedback if you want it. So that's really nice, is getting an assortment of demo reels to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a question about, does the foundation ever take topics for small group sessions or suggestions? And if so, can I send them to the foundation?
Yes, that email address, the business at SAG-AFTRA.Foundation. You can email suggestions.
Great. And I would also say, if people have suggestions, since it wasn't the question, but since we're here, if people have suggestions for these kinds of things that they want to see for the President's Task Force, they can send those into PTEOE at SAG-AFTRA.org, and somebody can cover those things. We're all about getting people as empowered as they can possibly be. We have a question about Is there a way to have a one-on-one time and individual tips? And can we do that in the small group session, or how does that work? People who have not done this, they want to know.
We don't do one-on-one, but I stay on with the small group session. It's never been an issue where when the session's over, I'm always hanging around. I don't like to let anyone leave without any questions answered. So if you've submitted your reel or you stick around or you have any questions, I'm always there to help you feel like you've gotten everything you came for.
Yeah. They want another question has to do with, do we offer classes on how to do the actual editing of a demo reel? Let's say you have a little more experience and you want to do that. I heard your cautionary tale earlier about making sure that you do it, until you're sure you're at a certain level of your game. But do we offer editing classes?
Yes, we do. The foundation has, we have classes in editing. So we have a whole group of classes that are more technical about actually learning the computer programming to do that kind of work at home for yourself.
Yeah, and they are amazing. When we used to be in the offices, I actually happened by one of the classes at one point where somebody had just done their first reel, and it was gorgeous. I mean, they clearly have they had the touch for it, but they really credited the class for helping them to get it done. So I know firsthand that people love those kinds of classes, and now people can access them anywhere online, which is so exciting.
Yes, it's great.
So how about, are there big major don'ts for reels that people should keep in mind? That people like, don't do this, don't do that. What are the don'ts that you hear?
Well, you don't want to put music on your reel. If there's already music in the project, if there's a score to the film that you're using, that's great. But you don't want to make it like an 80s montage. If you don't want this kind of montage. You want your scenes to play out, but you don't want them to play out too long. It's got to be, I always say, when you watch an award show and you see the clip reel for an actor that they might be honoring, that's kind of like a demo reel for them in a way of their whole career. So think of your reel in the same way. So no quick cutting montages, and don't add a soundtrack. Also, you don't need to have a black, a black screen with your name and on your email and your phone number and all that, because your reel is usually being submitted by you from, maybe you're emailing it to someone, or it's being sent to them through a casting website. So when someone watches your reel, you want them to just click and your reel starts. So maybe, if you think about how when you watch the opening credits of a TV show and your name is superimposed, the guest stars are superimposed over the video, that's fine. So you don't need that single card, as you might call it in the technical term for credits. You don't need that single card black screen. If you do, 2 seconds, really quick, but you want someone to click on your reel and it starts playing. All that personal information is probably available on the casting. It's already available on the casting website where it's being hosted, or it's available because you're sending it to somebody.
Yeah. We have questions about, so this one says, given that pilot season has ended, is there a best time to submit a demo reel and package to prospective agents for representation? Representation consideration. I was having trouble reading that one. Go ahead.
I think, pilot season sort of ends in April. The pilots are being shot in April. So you might think of April through June as one time that's a good time to sort of get your stuff to agents, because they might have dropped clients that they have repped all year or repped during pilot season. And they're just open, it's a little bit slower sometimes, the business at that time. So that's a good time to get your stuff to people. Also in the beginning of December, because things are slowing down a little bit before the holidays, and pilot season's coming up after the new year. So, you might get your stuff. It might be a good time to get your stuff to agents. I know a lot of times agents will schedule meetings with people for right after the new year, because by the I'd say by the end of January, it's going to start getting really busy again. So there's a good little time frame there.
Yeah, we have questions. We're only going to have time for a few more, so I'm just going to go to a couple that are a little bit, because some of them are very similar to what's already been asked. So just purely talking about submitting your reel, in terms of having it as an attachment or uploading it to YouTube or putting it on Vimeo. And we talked obviously about things like, Actors Access and otherwise. And having somebody put it in an email. Are people going to watch it that way? Could you sort of broadly talk about this? Because I can see just from how people ask these questions that is something that's on a lot of folks' minds who may not have all the technical skills to be 100% clear. So can you break that down in the most Biz Basics? So we're going to go to really basic, the most basic terms to make sure that people understand. And it sounds like this person needs a small group session. So I'm telling them right now, go get one, but go ahead, Scott.
I'm going to say use a link. So if your video, if your reel is already on YouTube, if it's already on Vimeo, link it, put a link. So all someone has to do when they open an email is click on the link. Nobody likes, especially today with computer viruses and all that stuff, nobody likes to download stuff, especially from people that they don't know where it's coming from. So a link is better. So someone just has to click on that link. It's usually highlighted in an email. And that's what I would recommend. You don't want someone to have to download. And also, depending on where that person might be downloading from and the internet's slow, they might have trouble. So links always work best.
Absolutely. So you talked earlier about, separate clips, but you were talking more about like different, older clips or otherwise. In terms of like on somebody's personal website, do you like the approach, and do you think people like the approach of also having separate clips in addition to their reel? Or how do you feel about that? What has been sort of the industry consensus that you've been hearing in the class?
Yeah, I think clips are great. So you would have clips because you have too much stuff of the same emotional value to put on your reel. So you'd want clips. But also what's nice about clips, and that's whether hosting them on the casting sites or on your own website, or if you have a Vimeo channel or a YouTube channel or something like that. What's nice about clips is you can say, well, this is my clip from NCIS, or this is my clip from Grey's Anatomy. And then if someone is looking for something very specific, they just have to click on that clip. So I think you don't need a clip of everything that's on your reel. But if there's things that you want to make easily accessible for someone to see really quickly that you're really proud of, have it hosted as a clip as well.
Great. We have so somebody wrote in, this is a great question. I really appreciate this, that they were feeling really intimidated about this, and they feel a little less intimidated. So that always makes me happy, because I know that, look, it's been a difficult time for so many people, that having the accessibility to learn this. Their question is, if they have follow-up questions, can they reach out to you just before taking a small group question? And is that address the one that they do it at?
Sure. The business at SAG-AFTRA Foundation. All those
Foundation. There you go.
Will get to me.
Yeah.
And also, I like to remind people that every actor started with zero. Every actor started with 0 credits. Every actor started with no reel. No, so everyone starts at that place. Even if you're older, you start where you start, and just remember that everyone started at 0.
There you go. Everybody started, at the beginning, and the beginning is,
exactly
a really good thing. Yeah. So one of the last questions has to do with, do we offer classes in like voiceover demo reels, things like that? If somebody does voiceover or animation or otherwise, does the foundation offer those kinds of classes?
Yeah, we have our voiceover lab. So there's voiceover classes, there's voiceover reel classes, there's voiceover workout classes for animation, for promos, narrating, commercials, all of that. And that's all on our foundation website.
Yeah, completely different animal, but exciting to learn about all these different areas if you're just sort of at the beginning or if you're coming back. You know, Scott, it was super great having you today. I mean, I feel like this is the kind of stuff that the foundation does so well. It really helps members. People can take this moment, they can go back and they can rewatch this on the SAG-AFTRA YouTube channel, sign up for the individual classes. It's a really good. I mean, if there's anything else you want to say before I wrap up?
No, thank you. It was wonderful being here and sharing some knowledge. And I look forward to, you know, meeting some new people in the demo reel small group session.
Absolutely. Well, they're gonna love it. And so, you know, just being able to have a conversation about the basics of all this so that people can, you know, a friendly approach. They get to see that this is something that they could actually do with, you know, for themselves and really take that deep dive. And so I'm hoping that everybody that tuned in got to learn something new today and they feel ready to either make their first reel or update their reel. And I hope you will go to the SAG-AFTRA.Foundation website and check out the classes and all the programming that's available because you are a SAG-AFTRA member. And that's one of the wonderful things about our foundation. Just a reminder, you can watch the live stream here right on the YouTube channel. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that way you get all the notices for all the different kinds of classes and events, as well as to make sure you sign up for, if you don't already have one, an email account through the foundation so that you're getting union emails and the foundation emails. So on behalf of the entire team here at SAG-AFTRA, I just want to thank everybody who was with us today, to take time to be with us, to pick up something new or revitalize your career. Now is the time. So I want to thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys in the next few weeks. Stay cool and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.